I know, it's about time, right?
Hey! I'm a gentleman and I'm not coming in until you invite me.
Come on in.
I've been looking forward to this night.
Me too. Hello. What is going on here? Hello?
Nothing.
So what? You just came here to eat my donuts?
No. I'm sorry.
Oh, come here, baby. You know what? This is just not going to work out. I'm sorry.
But
No.
honey, come on, give me another chance. Please.
Okay, I'll give you another chance.
Ooh, chips.
No. I'm all you need.
Ow! Hickeys aren't supposed to hurt. What the heck? I'm not into this bestiality thing. Stay away from me!
What you got in your pocket for me, big boy?
Oh yeah, I forgot I brought this.
Lost Boys!
Here we are again. The Lost Boys, 1987 film.
Yep.
The Lost Boys.
Yeah, this movie did well too. This was a big film.
Yeah.
It was. I think it was a blockbuster, wasn't it?
Yeah, maybe. I know the opening day weekend it made $5 million.
Oh, I thought
So
it did better than that.
Today, to date, it's like grossed like $32 million.
That's good.
And spawned 2 sequels,
Yeah, that's
comic
right.
books, I think, and maybe even a cartoon.
Oh, really?
I don't know about the cartoon, but
Maybe.
I thought I'd heard something about a cartoon, but I could be mistaken.
This was the first film with Corey Feldman and Corey Haim together.
Oh, was it
Yeah.
the first Corey's?
Yeah, and I mean they're great in the film.
oh yeah.
Both of them are great.
Yes.
Right?
Oh yeah.
It was an excellent cast. And of course, my favorite part is the dog does not die.
Yeah. This was the first time I ever saw it.
I know, that's so exciting.
I was never interested in seeing this film. I saw the trailer. It didn't look like something that I would enjoy.
How could anybody, especially in the 80s, how could you not have thought that you would like it?
Yeah, well, it was just, this is the thing. So I thought about that. So I did a little research. I'm like, what the hell was going on in 1987? Why didn't I see this film? 1987 was a big year in horror films.
Oh, okay.
So it wasn't just The Lost Boys. We also had Nightmare on Elm Street 3, Dream Warriors, which is a classic. I don't know if you ever saw
I
it.
stopped at 1.
I like that film. Evil Dead 2, classic.
Didn't see either one.
Bruce Campbell, amazing. Sam Raimi film The Gate. I love The Gate. Did you ever see
Never
The Gate?
saw it.
No.
It's another great horror film. Monster Squad.
Never saw
I
it.
never saw
Oh,
it.
wow. Oh, my gosh. Hellraiser.
Never saw it.
My gosh, Erin, you never saw
I'm not a big
Hellraiser?
horror film.
Killer Workout. That's more like a little obscure.
Never heard of
Jane
it.
Fonda film.
Near Dark.
Never saw it.
Which-
Oh, that
Which
has Bill Paxton.
I'm
in
going to
it.
say this right now. I'll let you guys know right now. Near Dark is my favorite
Really?
vampire film of all time.
Really?
And I
Twilight.
think that's
Twilight.
superior to this film, The Lost Boys. But we'll get into that later. And probably my favorite movie, 1987. But I didn't see it in 1987. But this is a classic, Necromantic.
And again, never saw
Never
it.
saw it.
Well,
I'm thinking
we'll-
about
I
we'll
never
get to
heard
that.
of it until you.
We'll get to that one eventually. What did you guys like about this film? What were some of the
Well-
good things?
My very first thing was the cast. The guys, super cute back in the day. Kiefer Sutherland, I think he's a jerk in real life. No offense, I don't know you personally, but that's what I hear. Jason Patric, who was pretty much the star. He's the one that they wanted to turn into the vampire. I thought he was gorgeous. Corey Haim, I thought was absolutely adorable. He's a little bit younger than I was, but I still thought he was super cute. I didn't...
Cougar in you coming out.
The cougar. in me, yes. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, Jason Patric might be the grandson of Jackie Gleason.
Really?
I
Oh, wow.
think so.
Huh.
Not 100% positive. So I loved the cute guys, I loved the soundtrack, and I loved the dog. I guess that's kind of part of the
And
cast.
two dogs in the film.
That's true.
Remember
I didn't love the other dog quite as much. What was his name?
Thorn.
Thorn.
Remember, I went after Dianne.
Dianne Wiest.
Wiest.
Yeah, the mama. Yeah, that dog wasn't friendly, but Nanook.
It was a hellhound, right?
Yes. And Nanook was either a Siberian Husky or a Malamute.
That was a beautiful dog.
And yes,
Oh, my
stunning
gosh.
dog. I've always wanted to have one of those dogs. Those are my... And I actually just really like the story, too. So, I mean, and that, I think, is more important than anything else. If you like the story, if you like how it's done, then it's a good movie.
You?
Me, I liked the story a lot. I liked how, it's kind of like an allegory for peer pressure in some ways.
Sure.
When
sure.
you're like, how your noodles, how your maggots, and be one of us. So there was a lot of, how, I don't think it was intended as a big allegory on high school peer pressure or anything, but they were using peer pressure. I liked the humor in it a lot. It was
the
extremely
humor
funny
worked.
when I saw it the first time. And I love at the end when the grandpa goes to his fridge and they're like, you're thinking, he's a vampire too, and those sodas are all his blood. And then he turns around and says that classic line, the one thing I could never stand about living in Santa Carla, all the damn vampires. And they're just looking at him like, and then it cuts to the credits. That's just a perfect ending.
That was a good ending.
One of the parts about it being a good story is you really didn't see the ending coming. Because the head vampire had sort of already proved to the kids that he was not a vampire. But there was all of these little tricks that you didn't know that he could do. Because, I'm from the schooling of
I'm listening.
real
Keep going.
vampires are like the Twilight vampires.
Those are real vampires?
Yes, those are the real vampires. So all these other vampires are just fictional
Oh,
vampires.
gosh.
But, he could eat food,
Yeah, I was like, well, I guess he's not a vampire.
right?
I never heard about this. These
He-
rules, since he was invited in,
He eats garlic, yeah.
he's
So,
immune to all these things
Right.
now. It didn't make any sense.
oh, that's creative liberty. But, if you watch a movie, you have to adopt their
Sure.
rules. So if in that particular movie the rules are, if you invite a vampire in, he can have garlic.
Yeah.
He can eat food, he can have a reflection, he can do all those things. Well, the writer of it, Joel Schumacher, was the director,
Mm-hmm.
but he was also the writer.
Oh, okay.
And he also did St. Elmo's Fire. He also did Flatliners with Kiefer Sutherland.
I like that movie.
The producer was, I think, Richard Donner.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, some big names.
And so this was stocked with talent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I liked about this film, no CGI.
Yeah.
How refreshing to see like real special effects, latex, fake blood, blah, blah,
Did they
blah.
have CGI back then?
No.
The soundtrack, I agree. The soundtrack was great.
Soundtrack was awesome.
I would have liked some heavy metal in there, but I still enjoyed it. It's like nice to hear 80s stuff again. Brought me back. Yeah, I mean, the acting was good. The comedy actually worked. A lot of times horror films where they add comedy, I just don't like it. It doesn't work.
It wasn't central. It was more just funny things that just got thrown in there. So to call it a comedy horror, I think is a little broad. I would not really call it a comedy horror. I would more call it a dramedy horror.
Okay.
It had those definite 80 moments, though, when he said "death by stereo." It's like a definite 80s line. One interesting note: the saxophonist who was singing "I Still Believe" actually was singing that.
Oh,
It's a
okay.
guy named Tim Connolly.
Was that the concert scene?
Yes.
concert
Oh, I thought
scene.
that was the WWE wrestler, Shawn Michaels. That wasn't him?
This guy's name is Tim Connolly, I think, and he plays saxophone and sang, and he was apparently he spent a lot of time opening up for Tina Turner in the 80s
wow.
and 90s.
Didn't you like about the film, or you thought could have been improved upon? What could have been better?
Seeing it again, I mean, I haven't seen it in several years. It goes fast. There's a lot of pacing. They could have actually, I think, put some extra stuff in there to flesh out the story even more.
Okay. You didn't like about the film?
There was really nothing that I didn't like about it. I really liked it, and I can't think of anything that I would have done differently.
Stop it! Stop it! This movie sucks! Missed opportunities. I mean, old fairy Jewmaker didn't even show us Jami Gertz's bazongas. Scenes of Corey Feldman bobbing for matzo balls in the bathtub. What the hell is that all about? I wanna see this! Incidentally, vampires weren't the only thing Schumacher liked putting in his secret cave. This movie sucks. If Bela Lugosi and Christopher Lee were alive today, they would show up and punch you in the tit. I want gore, hot babes, blood and guts, heavy metal, more gore, more hot babes, and a beer. Somebody get me a beer.
Okay. Well, I had some
What about
favorites.
you? Okay.
Very little gore, special effect. I mean, it's like 50 minutes until there's like any kind of vampire thing.
Yeah.
I like the overhead scenes of people being
Yeah,
ripped.
people-
I thought that was really neat, but they don't really show anything.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, and
I think
I
that's
think-
a plus for me, though.
I
and a
think they were
negative
doing
for
that
you.
also for, you have this mystery.
well, there weren't
What-
even like
what
any
is
jump
going on?
scares. I mean, I'm like, where's this?
What was
where's
its
the
rating?
scares?
Was it R or
It was
PG?
rated R.
Oh, it was R.
I'm like,
Although-
no nudity,
No nudity.
which is fine.
And I guess you wanted to see Jami Gertz with a little...
Well, that's a whole other thing. I mean, I expected this to be like one of those Twilight films. And I thought there was going to be this big... Well, it
Perfect.
wasn't even... that wasn't even the relationship focus. Did you guys pick up on that? Like, this
Yeah.
wasn't like a romantic film.
No.
No, it was definitely not a romance. But there was... I mean, they did get busy once.
They got busy once, but it really
Not,
didn't mean anything
not
between them.
graphically.
I mean, so what is the big relationship in the film?
The brothers.
I was going to
The
say
brothers.
the
The focus...
Michael and Sam. That was...
and the grandfather. I didn't understand the grandfather. I'm like,
Oh,
they
he
really
was awesome.
kind of thought there was like very little. I love the ending.
That's the point
scene.
of it.
He was also comic relief, and he saved the day at the very end.
It should have been, incorporated more. I felt, that's just me. There were things that were jumping out at me. Like, this is kind of weird. Little scenes in there, like the Corey Feldman bathtub scene. Now, going in and watching this film, I don't know if you heard about these accusations from Corey Feldman about Hollywood and
I've
pedophilia.
heard about it now, yeah.
So this was my first time seeing this film, so it was kind of in the back of my mind. I'm like, man, this is a little weird. This this bathtub scene with him. Now they don't show anything, but
that was Corey Haim in the bathtub, not
that's
Corey
what I mean.
Feldman.
Corey Haim. I always get the two confused.
But it is Corey Feldman though that had the accusations, not Corey Haim.
But they talked about it together. Yeah,
Corey Haim had also been.
Yeah, they did like a reality show together, and they talked about it. They didn't. They said there's some big directors, this and that. So watching this, I'm like, there's almost like watching these scenes and these characters. It's almost like a homosexual gay undertone.
Well, Joel Schumacher was gay.
Yeah, I know. I found that. And look, I have nothing against gay people. I mean, I love the actor. I love the actor Divine. Freddie Mercury's one of my heroes. Obama was a great guy. So that's nothing wrong with it. But anyways, yeah, so there was some scenes, and there's even this one scene where Jason Patric, he's pulled into the window. Remember, he's like floating outside, he's pulled into the window, and he's talking to Corey Feldman. He's like so close in his face like this. Haim, whatever. I'm just gonna say Corey, young Corey.
Just say Corey.
Blonde Corey.
Some awkward scenes. There really were some like awkward. I'm like, man, there's something weird here. This doesn't feel. I mean, to me, it felt like, I don't know. This is like almost like it's a horror comedy, but a gay coming of age film. Again, nothing wrong with that. If you're into that, that's fine. You know.
I did not see that in anything.
I didn't either. Also, I saw it when it came out. So
and it's different, you know.
It's different because I remember it differently.
Yeah,
they were brothers. They were close, and people take baths. And he was playing with his hair and making it, into a mohawk.
Joel, listen, we have to. It's the way are you ever like look at your friend and like you talk to each other like this
all the time?
And I'm like, what is going on here?
Oh my god!
And then the bathtub. If you ever watch it again, and then I looked into Joel Schumacher like you were talking. I'm like,
he was just taking a bath.
And it turns out
having a good old time by himself.
He would brag about Joel Schumacher in the end bragged about sleeping with like 10 to 20,000 men.
I saw that.
I'm like, man, this guy was.
You Wikipedia'd him too last night.
I had to look up. I watched it today. I had to look all this stuff. I'm like, man, that guy was an oddball. Again, nothing against that. Please don't get mad at me. I'm not hating on anyone. Whatever you want to do with anybody's parts, that's up to you. The final part, Minya. We're gonna do the rating. You ready to do the rating? So, 1 to 5, what do you give this?
Well, I don't think pretty much any movie is perfect, so I'll just give it a 4.
Okay, that's a high rating. What about you, Joel?
4.
4?
Yeah.
I'm gonna give this a 2.
The time I saw it, I loved that film.
I'm gonna give it. It held my interest. I mean,
well, then you should
light on the gore, the horror, and the weird, undertone things. But yeah, I mean, I'm not big into vampire films. Near Dark's my favorite.
I was gonna say, wasn't some of those on your list?
I love Near Dark. I loved From Dusk Till Dawn. But I kind of stay away from vampire films. To me, that's like female horror. I mean, so we've divided opinions. Well, you two kind of agree. This is a 4. I wonder how much this is like, bringing you back to, your youth when you watch this film.
Definitely, I remembered because, I'm looking at these young men who are, in their teens and early 20s, but not thinking that, I'm in my, late 30s, so it's not cool to think of them as cute, but I think of my age as their age, so.
Well, the thing is, I've noticed there's some things I go back and watched, and I'm like, holy crap, I thought this was good.
40 minutes late. He better not be just goofing off. I bet you he's listening to a game or something. Sports. That's always what it is.
You forget that. I think that also helps with the confidence of
I've been waiting over 40 minutes for you to get here. Where are you?
I'm right outside. I'm sorry. I kind of fell asleep. I took some Ambien. I'm not going to do that again.
Oh. All right.
Love you. Bye.
Okay.
Should make things better. Just open it.
Okay. Ooh, vampires. You know how I love vampires. What else is in here? What is this?